Hi everyone, Air here, and today is going to be a super delightful episode for those of you all that don't really understand emotions. And maybe you came from a family that wasn't super expressive, or a family that wasn't all cuddly and loving and explained what they were feeling or even talked about feelings. Or perhaps you're just someone that wants to learn more about psychotherapy and psychology and how our emotions can really have deeper meanings. So, this is going to be a rather short episode, but it's going to be filled with some very direct information that will tell you how the emotion connects to the meaning. And if you're feeling this emotion, this is what it actually means to you. So I have a total of about 10 emotions here. And these are emotions that you're definitely going to relate to, that you've had in the past, and maybe you even have right now. So, with that, let's go ahead and dive straight into the emotions and the meaning behind them. Okay, first and foremost, depression. Depression, the meaning behind it is hidden anger. There is something in your life that is causing you anger. And whether you are suppressing it or avoiding it or just feel super anxious about it and it's living in your mind 24/7, it is anger. So, right now, if you have a pen and paper, this would be a beautiful time to jot down these emotions and to be able to be like, oh, now I can click it and figure it out faster. So, depression, hidden anger. Okay. Anxiety. Anxiety means that you're not meeting your own needs. This means to wake up and figure out where you've gone wrong. Anxiety often means that you're living in the future or that you have crossed your own boundaries and now you're anxious. So wake up, figure out what your own needs are, and that will help ease that anxiety. Jealousy. Its meaning is to tell you what you want. If you feel jealous about something, that means you must want something. That means you need to start working your way towards those goals. And those goals may not be outside of you, they may be inside of you, which means, okay, if I'm feeling jealous about something, is this something I can work on for myself, my own self esteem, my own self concept that will go and reduce this jealousy? Resentment. Resentment always leads to violated boundaries. Now, I have so many episodes that go into boundaries because my 2023 year was all about understanding and establishing boundaries. But to keep it short and simple, boundaries are your responsibility, not someone else's. So if you have boundaries that have been violated, it's been you that have violated those. And if you don't know what I mean, by all means, please go back to the Who Am I podcast page and search engine boundaries. You will very clearly begin to see where these boundaries are interfering with your life in a negative way, but also in a positive way if you play the cards right. Okay, next, bitterness. Bitterness means that you're withholding forgiveness. And somebody in your life may not deserve forgiveness. They may have done something that is just so out of this world, not going to be fixable. But if you are holding on to bitterness, that release, that forgiveness needs to come from within you to be able to ease that. And if that means walking away from somebody because you can't forgive them, that is the closest thing that you're going to get to letting go of that bitterness. Because time may not heal all wounds, but you can start to understand your emotions and be able to let go some of the ones that are not serving you in the best way for your health. All right. Next is anger. Anger means it's time to make a change. Remember how I said depression means hidden anger? Well, this is the next step. It's time to make a change because if depression is hidden anger, and anger means you're going to make a change, the quickest way to get out of depression is to start making changes in your life. All right, next is shame. Shame is letting others define who you should be. This one can be so hard if you have not worked on your self-concept and identity. But I highly recommend, if you need somebody that can do that with you and help establish that identity, figure out who you are, or even the next level up of who you want to be and to achieve that, we can do that together. I do one-to-ones. All you have to do is go to the website. It's just erikramer.com. Super simple. My name. Same thing for my Instagram if that's easier for you to connect. But shame means that you need to let go of what other people are saying you should be or should be doing. That is hard work, especially since that means that we're going to be confronting a lot of limiting beliefs and also subconscious wiring that's been affecting us our entire lives, even from childhood, teenage years, and then every relationship we've ever had. That's hard to do alone. So once again, I highly recommend that you start working with me on that one. All right. Next is guilt. Guilt goes to letting others define what you should do. That's different than who you should be. Guilt is letting others define letting others define what you should do. Those are actions. So if you feel guilty about something, it doesn't necessarily mean that you did something wrong. It means that you could have done something for yourself that led to you breaking your own values or violating your own boundaries. That's the guilt. Next is sadness. Sadness is what you love and care about. So if something has made you sad, that means that you cared and loved this thing, this person, this dream, yourself. Like if you are sad of where you're at currently in your relationship or your career or even just your personal life in general, like it's because you care about yourself. You do love yourself. You want better for yourself. Sadness is one of the most honest emotions there is. Next is disappointment. And this one is really rather a two-edged sword because disappointment means that you actually tried. You tried something different. You tried something new. And if you got disappointed, it was because you gave effort. That could be in a relationship. That could be in a job. That could be in starting an entrepreneurship thing. It could be a podcast, a book. Disappointment means you tried. Whew. And finally, insomnia. Insomnia, core beliefs are conflicting. If you can't sleep at night, there are two things in your head right now that are conflicting with each other. Maybe it's, should I stay in this relationship or should I not stay in this relationship? Should I stay at this job or should I not stay at this job? There's so many different ways that you could apply this. Maybe it's something with your child and you're like, I want what's best for them, but I'm really confused on what that actually is. I'm having these core beliefs kind of battling one another. But if you can't sleep at night and you're having insomnia, that is the truest meaning of what's going on. So as you noticed, maybe each of these emotions are the ones that people don't tend to love as much. I'm very much an advocate of there's no negative or positive emotions. There's just emotions. But at the end of the day, these do tend to be on the lower vibration scale or the undesirable ones. But if you also noticed, the meaning can help elevate your vibration or your frequency so easily. Once we begin to understand things, we relieve the suffering that we're in. That is a little bit of a yoga concept, but it works nonetheless. And with that, as always, thank you for healing and growing with me today.